welcome to
What's Happening in the Mother Lode
with Sarah.
and Sarah.
Yep, we're back.
We are back.
We took a break last week because we went to a conference. Which was actually really, really fun.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about public access, access media centers, all the cool things we can do and offer you. So we came back with a lot of really, really good ideas.
We did. Yeah, now we've got to implement it, and we'll probably need help from our community if
Yes.
we get to that point. So
Absolutely.
if you're curious and would like to help out, always contact our studio.
Yes, absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers, or if you just want to even learn about media creation, that's what we're here for.
Yep.
So make sure you give us a call or message us or email us, or you can't really text us, but you can get us like everywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, this week, well, first of all, the storms have been crazy.
They have been. It's school's been out for my kids, so they're out. They might go back tomorrow. They might not. I'm assuming they won't because it's up country. They're still pretty locked in.
It's pretty.
But it's been very dramatic.
Very dramatic. It's like, is it going to snow? Is it not going to snow? And then when it snows, it's like 5 million inches of snow.
It's a lot of snow.
People are getting buried in the snow.
They are.
You know.
Definitely one of those things of like, okay, we're kind of getting back into the routine of how it used to be 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
With getting out of this drought. So it is getting prepared. These storms will probably keep happening.
Yes.
And just being aware of your environment.
Yeah.
And if you're in a drought or if it's a snowy season, but how to get out. Because that's a lot of what's happening in the Amador is a lot of people moved up here when it's in the drought season.
And they don't know. Yeah, they just don't know about the snow and how bad it can be. And that's how it is on some of the Highway 4 corridor as well, further up as well, where they don't know that you need to park your car at the bottom of the driveway facing outward. If you intend on going out, a lot of people, what they do is they're like, we're going to stay in. We know we're going to stay in for a week. We go and get our week or two worth of food, and we make sure we have our generators going and, are prepared, and they bunker down.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So,
but if you are in a cold situation, you always know that you can create like your own little mini tent because that will definitely absorb the heat inward. So if you do find that you're out of heat and you're getting cold, make a tent on a couch and then just kind of like submerge you in that because your body heat will definitely keep you warm.
Yes, absolutely. And there are, if you can access them, the county often has warming centers around, the county where you can go and be warm and get your devices charged and just kind of take advantage of that as well. So,
It's the season now.
It's the season, and next week it's another stormfront supposed to be coming
another stormfront. Yep. We had our fall, spring, and now we're back in the winter.
Yes. Exactly.
Definitely that time of year.
So when there are events that are planned and we have this sort of season that we're in, make sure you call and check before you go. Because there were a lot of events actually planned last week that got canceled. So you want to just make sure that things are going on, and we're still in that little dip as far as events go.
We are.
Or it's like an in-between season for events.
People kind of were like, especially with as much rain as we got before, no one wanted to book anything really until we got into the clearing of our weather. But I think we do have some events though.
We do, and some of them are really, really cool.
They are really cool. Just double check though, because cancellations can happen just in a snap of fingers. So.
Absolutely.
So we are looking at March. Oh, it's so rough to say. I don't even know what happened in February. We blinked and it was gone.
It was like, poof, it's gone now. Yeah.
So we're looking at March 3rd through the 9th. And then maybe some sprinkled events that are planned a little bit outside so you can have a little bit of a pre-plan.
Yeah.
But it is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So the first class, our first thing I have happening on Friday, March 3rd, is a pottery class. And this is at Lakeler Studio. And this is going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. And it says, grab your bestie, your sibling, your sweetie, or just bring yourself. Our meditative pinch pot is an invitation to slow down and mindfully create something beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So and so it's $40 a person, and you can register at www.linkercenter, ceramics.com, so LACLERCERAMICS.com. And this is up in Arnold. So make sure you have chains and you are prepared for snow if you are going up that way.
Absolutely.
You can also call Kate at 209-432-3092. And she has, it looks like they have a couple of these pottery classes happening. So they do have one tomorrow, or Friday the 3rd. And then they have one on Saturday, March 4th, and that's bowls and plates. And then they have more sprinkled out March and April. So definitely take a look and see if that's something you're interested in, class.
And then, wait a minute. I'm like looking at this and it's like, I think it's a little old. Oh, okay. So I had to look at this for a moment because what happened was there was a tri-tip dinner fundraiser. This is over in Tuolumne County at the Tuolumne County Veterans Memorial Hall, and it was postponed from February 24th to March 3rd. So
after the first rainstorm.
Yes, absolutely.
So we were getting caught up and now they have another storm.
That's why I was looking at it going, okay, this is interesting. So this is actually a fundraiser for their outdoor theater and bike park over there in Tuolumne County. And you're still able, they are not sold out yet. So the prices are $40 for a 2-person meal and $75 for a 4-person meal.
That's
and
not bad.
No, not at all. It's like tri-tip, potatoes, dinner rolls, salads, and you can contact Tuolumne Parks and Rec District to find out more about that. But that is this Friday from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Tuolumne Veterans Hall over there on First Street.
And I love pre-made dinners.
I know,
I love it. I'm like, you have no prep, you have no cleanup, and it is easy. It's an easy night.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it goes for a great cause. So
for sure.
if you do have any littles, it is Messy Mornings on Friday.
Oh,
so
cool.
for
Okay.
Amador First 5, they are doing on March 3rd from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is in Jackson off of Broadway, and it's Dress for Mess. So it's an additional opportunity for kids to gather and play at this weekly play group in Jackson. So it's every Friday, and it's a fun group, especially I think we've talked about this every single time I bring it up, but it is a safe spot to meet and mingle with other parents that have children like ages.
Yes.
And it's fun. And sometimes it's hard, especially when you first move up here.
It's hard to
find
meet
those
people.
groups.
It is. And then eventually you slide into one, and then you know the people forever.
Exactly. Yeah. They grow up.
For sure.
The kids grow up together, and then they go long buddies.
Which is great. So, and then on Saturday, the 4th, from 9 a.m. to 12:45 p.m., Calaveras County students from the 4th through 12th grades will have their science experiments
that's fun.
judged and awarded. It's the 38th annual Calaveras County Science Fair. It will be held at the Calaveras River Academy of Mountain Oaks Gymnasium. That's in San Andreas. And the public is invited to come and see all these cool science projects, which I think is like an awesome thing.
It really, because they put so much work into it. And
They
it's
do.
nice
They
to be.
for sure do.
And for the community to look and see what our future is doing.
Yeah.
And then they can give praises because they're definitely putting in the manpower to make it work.
They can, and there's a public vote too.
Oh, fun.
Actually, so it's open from 9 to 9:45 for the public to come in and just kind of take a look and see things. And then the public can vote on the non-competitive demonstrations from 9:45 to 12:45, and then they're going to have their awards at 12:45, and there's cash prizes.
Ooh, that's
as
fun.
well, which is kind of cool.
I'm like, that's neat.
So if you want to go out and see what the young people are doing, this is sponsored by the Calaveras County Office of Education, the Calaveras Community Foundation, CCOE, Dignity Health, I'm going to just list them all, Adventist Health Sonora, Bank of Stockton Middleton's, and the Angels Murphy's Rotary, because it does take a village of nonprofits to support these types of events. So
For sure. Yep.
yeah, so that actually looks really, really cool.
And science projects are so much fun. Well, last
Oh,
year,
they are.
when my
Yeah.
son did it a couple of years ago, we did, I think it was last year, we made a tornado.
The tornado,
We made
yes.
a tornado, which was a blast.
Yes.
And they learned so much from it. Get their hands dirty.
Oh, yeah.
Which you can't go wrong with that. Speaking of getting your hands dirty, we are on the brink of spring. Therefore, it is seed time.
Yes.
So it's planting. Hopefully, you haven't gotten anything into the ground yet if you're in a freeze zone. But maybe you have some plants inside. But there is a plant sale happening at Oak Manor Residential, and this is grown and cared by the residents. So you can come and buy a beautiful plant or get your garden going. And this is off of New York Ranch Road in Jackson, and it's right next to the senior center. And it's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. They have 2 of these events happening. So they have one this Friday on March 30th, or March 3rd, and at the end of March on Friday, March 31st.
Okay.
So again, this is at Oak Manor Residential Community, and it's it's just a huge plant sale. So if you like plants, indoor plants, outdoor plants, farm or garden, you got it all.
Yeah, and soon there'll be the
Seed exchange, right?
seed exchange is going on. We're going to tell you more about that as it gets a little bit closer. And then also the UCCE gardeners, master gardeners, they have their plant sales too in all of the different counties. So as those come closer too, we'll tell you the dates and the times and that type of thing.
Exactly.
Because you find out all of the knowledge of these gardeners as well.
And that's the thing is because all of the zones are so unique. If you don't know your zone and what your soil type is and water and plants are very temperamental.
They're finicky.
They are very temperamental. Speaking of more plants, the Mother Lode Rose Society is doing your annual rose auction.
Oh, cool.
So that's this Saturday, March 4th at 10 a.m. And this will be at the Amador Senior Center.
Oh, right.
So, and it's, you come and bid on beautiful bare root roses, and many of them are pre-released, not yet.
Okay.
So they're not quite available to the public yet, which is pretty cool.
That's very cool.
And then I think it goes until all the roses are sold or it ends at 12. So I think that's what I saw.
And roses are not as challenging to grow as people think.
And the interesting part is if you buy them at a bulk store, you don't get the smells. They have been genetically altered, and they're not as fragrantful as if you went to a rose auction where you get these. You can walk by like 3 or 4 feet away from them, and it just impacts you with this fragrance.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
You can't really find those unless you go to these like garden hubs.
And they're sort of native roses, and there is a native rose society up here as well, and they are very much about preserving those historic native roses, and they just smell beautifully.
They are wonderful.
They really do. So. And then one of the big events that's actually happening on Saturday, March 4th at 7 p.m. is the Fourth Wall Entertainment Troupe is presenting the first annual Wally Awards ceremony. This is a award ceremony where their cast and crew will be recognized for their great contributions to theater. And this is a community theater, but the productions that they put on are professional.
Oh, yeah.
And they are just absolutely amazing. So, make sure you go over to Fourth Wall, to their website, and check out all of the productions that they're doing this year. But this one is coming, this will be this weekend at 7 o'clock. That's at the Met in San Andreas. And you will be able to see the best of 2022, and it's only $20. So
and that's
very, very
cheap
cool.
Night's worth of entertainment.
Absolutely. So a red carpet and all sorts of stuff. So it should be a lot of fun.
Sounds amazing. Another very cool event that is happening March 5th. So the Sunday is the Angels Camp Museum Lecture Series. We've talked about this before. It's invaluable.
Yeah.
They have Christopher Mendel Art in the Gold Rush is who will be presenting.
Oh, cool.
And this is $10 per person with refreshments. And it's one of those things, we have Susan who goes out and films them, so we do air them on our channels, but it is really, really cool to
different to be there. Yes, absolutely.
And to get your questions answered and to hear the lecture in person. It's a whole different vibe.
Yes.
But if you are not able to make this, we do have it on our YouTube channel and on our Channel 7.
And does it say there who the lecturer is?
It is Christopher Mendel.
Okay, and he is the director of the Calaveras County Museum.
Yep. So Art in the Gold Rush is what his series is called, and this is from 2 to 3 p.m. And again, this is the first Sunday of every month is when they do it. So they have another one coming up in April if you do miss March.
Yes. And everyone is different.
Yep.
So if you missed that one, you got to watch it on TV.
Exactly.
Or on our YouTube channel, whichever you want to do. And then let's see, we have Amador County, the Kennedy Gold Mine, is celebrating the start of their season on Saturday, March 4th, 9:30 to 3 o'clock. It is free admission. There's a barbecue lunch from 11:30 to 2, and you can see some of the new displays. They have restored the head frame deck, which is very cool. Because you used to not be able to go up there on the head frame. So it's now open.
That's really cool.
Really cool. And the view is amazing of the Jackson Valley from that head frame. And then you can see blacksmithing, you can see the ore carts, you can pan for gold, and then also just walk around the grounds and go for the guided tours. So that is very cool. Like I said, it's free admission. So
that is fun, especially if you have little kids and you can just go somewhere they can learn a little bit something and the price is right.
Absolutely.
It's always
absolutely.
good.
For sure.
Also in Jackson at the cinema is The Place. So Jackson Cinema, I guess they changed their name. They got new ownership.
Yeah,
so the theater is now open. So if you are looking for movie theaters up in Amador, The Place is open. But they are doing a woman's adventure film tour of 22, 23, and this is one of the places it's going to. And so this is for International Women's Day on March 8th. So this is Wednesday, March 8th is when they're having it air, and also Monday, March 13th. And so it's a woman's adventure film tour. It was founded in 2017 and has been touring the world ever since, showcasing amazing, adventurous women and advocating for diversity. So this is, these films are to be enjoyed by women, men, and the whole family. So everybody can come. So Wednesday, March 8th at 7 p.m. and Monday, March 13th at 5 p.m. is when it's touring. And you can get tickets at dplaceentertainment.com. And this is in Jackson.
That is very cool.
Yeah, that would be a really cool film to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, kind of jumping off of that, this is actually theater again. Murphy's Creek Theater is looking for entrants for their playwriting competition.
Are they really?
Yeah, so murphyscreektheater.org/quill2act. They are accepting, let's see, 3 finalists to win $100. I think, though, it's like today is the last day. So look for that for next year, or they may extend it. I don't know. But they also, let me just scroll up here. They are restarting their Young People's Summer on Stage program over there at Murphy's Creek Theater. I don't know if you remember, but they used to have an amazing Shakespearean kids program. I can't remember the name of it right now, but they would do, I think it was like all summer, the kids would go out to the old Stephen O Winery. They would do the whole production.
Oh, that's
They would pick a Shakespearean play. They would do the production. It was just amazing. So they are actually restarting that program. So
that's fascinating. I love theater.
Yeah, this is awesome. So they're calling it the MCT, Murphy's Creek Theater's new Youth Performing Arts Immersion Program. An intensive 6-week professional theater summer training program for youths aged 9 through 17. Classes range from acting techniques and voice work to set and costume design. Very cool. If you have kids that don't want to be on stage, they learn the backstage, back of the house stuff. So make sure you find out about that. It will be, the actual program will be June 12th through July 23rd, and it is sponsored by the Calaveras Community Foundation and Mechanics Bank. So just go search for Murphy's Creek Theater and you will find their website, like I said, murphyscreektheater.org, and you will find all sorts of cool programs over there. But I am so pleased that they are bringing that back again. It's very cool.
That is really cool.
So there's that, and we are scrolling now because I know that there's other things.
There's also on Sunday, March 5th, is Sonora Wedding Fair in 2023. And so this is at the Mother Lode Fairgrounds. So it's open to the public. So if you're looking to be getting married in this year or next year, this is a great spot to go and take a look at vendors.
Yeah.
And caterers and cake samples will all be there in the latest fashion for 2023 for the wedding industry. So this is a great event. You can go to Mother Lode Fairgrounds to find more information. And I also found it on Facebook under the events. So this is the Sonora Wedding Fair 2023.
Yeah.
And it's from 12 to 4 p.m.
Yes. And as I'm scrolling through, I'm seeing all of the different bands and places that you can actually just go and enjoy music in our area. Miners Lounge, and then there's just a lot. There's the Murphy's Pub, and up there in Avery, I should have Howard's Mystic Saloon. I always mention them because they are like the most unique place up here, I think. And it's just fascinating things they have going on. In fact, they were part of Gold Rush Tours Whiskey Wagon. And when I saw the advertisement, because what happens is it's Gold Rush Tour Company, and I hope I got that name correctly. But anyway, it's their whiskey wagon, and they stop at different places where you can taste different things, right?
Yeah.
Usually spirits. And I assumed, and at the end they said, this was a few weeks ago, and we'll end up at Howard's Mystic Saloon where you can see wrestling. And I assumed that it was like a big screen.
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
Of wrestling. So I see the pictures.
It's
It
real
was actual real wrestling. I was
that's
like,
fun.
what is going on in Calaveras County? So yeah, they are. They are very interesting, but it is always looks like it's full and a good time, and the owners just seem like they're really nice and, bringing something a little different to Calaveras County. So.
Also, the Elvis the Musical is at the Sierra Repertoire Theater, March 4th, and it goes all the way until April 2nd. So this is opening weekend. And this is the official Elvis Presley bio-musical rocks, and it is a pivotal moment of Elvis's life through the 40s of his iconic songs. So this will be, I'm trying to get the price for it. So this is in Sonora at the Sierra Repertoire Theater, and it is, oops, sorry. I had it, and then it kind of went away. There we go. So the tickets are roughly about, my computer's being slow now. Sorry, you guys.
It's like the internet.
I'm like, I thought it was on the right spot, but I wasn't. So the tickets are roughly, they range about $48 to $35, depending on where your seating is at. And you can get your tickets at the SierraRep.com if you would like to purchase a ticket. So again, this is the opening weekend for Elvis the Musical.
And make sure you go to Sierra Rep too, because they are another theater company up here. They're actually a union house, equity house. So make sure you take a look at their production schedule, because they do a wonderful job too.
Yes, they do.
So, yeah. And then also, this is going forward a little bit, but I don't want to forget to tell you about this. And this is the Ride and Walk for Art put on by the Calaveras County Arts Center. It's actually, let me scroll all the way down and tell you, the Calaveras County Arts Council, to get you correct. This will be actually on March 19th. It is 3 lakes, 2 hill climbs, 5,500 feet elevation gain, and choose your ride adventure with 2 out and back rides. It's out there on Paloma Road or Stony Creek roads. And you can find out more by emailing ccacinbox@gmail.com. This is an annual event that benefits the Arts Council's instructional programs for kids in the schools. And it's just a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
So if you're out and about in the Lower County on March 19th, if you're not part of it, remember that there are going to be a lot of bicyclists down there.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's also the 36th annual In Focus Photography Competition and Exhibit and Sale. That's starting on March 9th, and it goes until March 19th. And this is at Columbia. And this has been held all the way since 1987.
Oh, wow.
And it has become one of Tuolumne County's Art Alliance's most successful events. And it is draws in amateur and professional entries all over the year and has been steadily increasing. So there's a lot of exhibits to take a look at and see what you like and see who wins.
That's cool.
So again, this will be every day starting March 9th through March 19th. And I imagine they'll have the winners at either announced in the beginning or at the end. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. I'm going to check really quickly because the Calaveras County Visitors Bureau, I think their, I cannot see it, their photography concert is still going on.
Oh, very cool.
So you can contact them at gocalaveras.com, or that's their website, and find out whether that's still happening. Let me actually look on their Facebook page, because they do, the Visitors Bureau, they post a lot, and they post a lot. What I was going to say is many of these people, organizations, they post a lot on Facebook, on the socials. So if you want to find out what's happening even before we get to you, make sure you follow them. So, no, it's over.
Well, now we know.
Boy, today is like, that's the second time I've done that. So, yeah, I do look at things before we do this. So, but look for it next year. And make sure you go to gocalaveras.com/back-to-nature-winter to be able to see some of the photographs, because some of them are absolutely fabulous. So
yes, they are. They're beautiful. Another one to plan ahead for March 10th and through March 12th is the Celtic Heritage Celebration, so the Calaveras Celtic Fair. And it is in Angels Camp, and it's returning, and it's one of the largest and biggest Celtic fairs on the West Coast.
yes.
And they have a whole bunch of lineups and vendors and food and a whole bunch of fun stuff for everybody.
Just really fun stuff. Yeah.
So you can go to calaverascelticfair.com, and it's going to be at the Calaveras County Fairgrounds off of Frogtown, Angels Camp. So, and this is from Friday through Sunday, March 10th through 12th, starting at 9:30 a.m. and usually ending about, on Fridays it ends at 2:30 p.m. On Saturdays from 10 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And then on Sunday from 10 to 6 p.m. But again, this is an outdoor event, so the weather might affect what is happening. I do believe it's a rain or shine event, but if it's not, it might be canceled, and if it is, be prepared.
Yeah, they actually never cancel. In fact, there are photos. I have some from an article I wrote quite a few years ago about that event. There are photos of stormtroopers in the snow.
Oh, I bet that was really cool.
It was really cool photos. They still talk about it today. It was a while ago. I can't remember the year, but it at the time it was freezing cold. People still came out for it. And there's just these wonderful photos of, Celtic warriors and Vikings and Mary Queen of Scots next to stormtroopers in the snow. So
got a little bit of everything,
when they
including
say,
nature.
yeah, exactly, rain or shine, they actually mean rain, shine, or snow. You know, so and there's pirates too, just to let you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
So be prepared.
yeah, be very prepared for that. And then there is, actually this is getting a little bit of ahead, but I want to let you know about it because, you know, people are having a little bit of a difficulty buying homes now because of the economy and that type of thing. So on March 14th from 6 to 7:30 p.m., in person or via Zoom, there is a home buyers seminar taking place in Angels Camp. It will be at 1270 Suzanne Drive in Angels, or you can contact SSTOWE@allcalifornia.com to RSVP for a Zoom link. And this is Stacy Stowe, who is a mortgage advisor, and Century 21 Sierra Properties. They are combining forces to bring you this seminar about different down payment programs. Do you actually need 20% down to purchase a home? Nice. Types of loan programs, credit scores, the whole thing. And they're going to talk about the whole home buying process as well, which can be a little daunting, which is why you need a realtor.
and the knowledge ahead of time before you're invested into the full site, because otherwise it gets very overwhelming.
Yeah,
but if you have as much knowledge as you can before you get into that.
Absolutely.
That's always a good thing.
Absolutely. So March 14th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And then also Crafty Chicks is back. Whoop, whoop. So they are having their spring open house. This is again a little bit further out, but the way we're going now, it can be tomorrow as far as I'm concerned.
Hopefully March slows down a little bit.
March slows down a little bit. They are having their spring open house on Saturday, March 11th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they are going to have a scratch-off sale, sips, treats, and a gift with a minimum $25 purchase, which if you go in there, they have local vendors, local handmade goods, just an amazing amount of really cool things. And you will not be sorry that you actually stopped in there. So go there anyway, but it's really cool to go to their open houses and their events.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So I think
I'm narrowing down to my events.
So there's actually, I thought that ACPA had, I'm just going to scroll through here really quickly because I thought that I saw this. There's a lot of small businesses opening up in our county as well. So make sure you subscribe to ACPA, which is the Angels Camp Business Association, on their social media, and also the Calaveras Chamber of Commerce. Both of those are business-based organizations, and both of them are doing a phenomenal job letting us all know what new businesses are coming into the county. A cupcake shop just opened up last week.
You can't go wrong with cupcakes.
You can't go wrong with cupcakes. So there's all sorts of really cool shops. And I'm not seeing what I thought I was going to see, but it does relate to this, and that is the Calaveras Enterprise Community Choice Awards. They are now looking for, all the ballots are out. They're online for Calaveras Gold, which is previously known as Best of the Mother Lode. So, you know, the Calaveras Enterprise has been, they've been having this event forever, as long as, ever. So make sure you get your votes in. So you can go to their website, and there's a link at the very top. And there's, everything from your favorite cannabis dispensary to your feeds and pets, your veterinarians, floors, live theater, pizza, just about everything. So you can actually let your voice be heard as to what your favorite places and things to do are here in Calaveras County.
That's such a nice way to honor the businesses that are locally ran, and to be like, hey, you do matter.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we like you a lot.
And we like you a lot. So there's also, let me just see. So I'm always like, They are having, it's not letting me do. This is on April 1st. I just wanted to let you know. This is the Calaveras County Chamber of Commerce's annual Installation Awards dinner.
Oh, fun.
So you make sure you contact them. $65 each or $600 for a table. And they are still accepting nominations for businesses that have had an impact in our community. So there's a lot of places where you can get your voice heard right now.
Totally works, yep.
And honor our businesses and places to go, which is just really cool. So there you go.
There we go. And I think
that's it.
there is, and also we have our local museums that are open.
Yes,
so if you are
absolutely.
looking for places that are just around there, I mean, the flowers are starting to bloom. They're kind of in shock right now with the cold weather, but it is
Yes.
going to be blooming season. So definitely,
Yes.
even if you just want to drive out and about, we live in such a beautiful community.
We do.
With such a history that we do have like the museums in Calaveras County, Tuolumne County, Amador County, and logging museums all the way down to, and then also our national forest.
Our national forest,
So
absolutely.
is
There's so much here.
But check the weather out.
Check the weather before you go.
Yes.
Yeah, because Yosemite actually closed this last week.
I was going to say, I was assuming it was probably down.
Yes,
Probably
absolutely, and big trees did too. So make sure you check the weather, but it's always beautiful to go after the storm.
Didn't you post something about passes with the library?
Oh, that's right. So this is a really cool program. The libraries, Calaveras County Libraries, and I'm sure the Amador County Libraries and Tuolumne County Libraries participate as well. But if with your library cards, you can take your library card into any local library, and they have these passes that you can use to get into the state parks.
It's 2 weeks, as I
And
think
it's
of what
2 weeks. You
get
can
it for
keep them for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And then you get, give them back so someone else can use them. But there's no fee to get into the state parks
So
when
you can
have
just
them.
take those, if you're going on a trip, you can go trip around
Oh yeah,
to
you
these
can go
parks
all over
and then bring it right
California and bring it back. Absolutely.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, they're amazing.
back. That's absolutely brilliant.
So remember that, and remember we have a lot of state parks in our area.
do.
We have Jamestown, Railtown, obviously, Columbia State Park, which actually you don't need to pay. You don't pay to get into. Which actually I think you do with James. Oh, actually, well, you can get in with the tours.
We have boating. If you're going far, but you do have to pay for boating.
You have to pay for boating. You have to pay for a volcano. That's the Chauncey, the Chauncey Park over there in Volcano. Big Tree State Park. We have a lot in our area. And then obviously in the Sacramento area, which is not that far away, you can go to the Sutter Fort.
Yep.
I mean, you can use that pass for all of those.
Which is a load of information. So if you do
Yes.
have children that you're like, let's go be active with history.
Yeah,
This is a
absolutely.
great way
It's a
to be
great-
on budget and be like, hey, libraries are a necessity.
Yes,
in
absolutely.
using these. So
Absolutely. And remember, the libraries are just a wealth. I mean, it's mind-boggling what our libraries offer now. So make sure, if you're thinking of paying for something, make sure you get a library card and find out whether the library can give it to you for free, because chances
Exactly.
are they will.
yeah, exactly.
So, but I think that's it for this week.
That is.
And be safe,
And
be
warm. Yes.
And
Check and make sure the events are canceled due to the weather or
Absolutely.
on, because
Yeah.
they can happen. They can just turn, the weather can turn at any minute.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. The only one we know that goes on no matter what was the Celtic Fair.
And dress warm.
And dress warm. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.